All right, first exercise for today is squats. So we did squats on Monday. So it's going to be the same thing. You want to have feet hip width apart. You want to try to get as low as you can. So with me, especially since my body is cold, I'm not able to get as low, but the idea is you want to try to get to a place where you can get to at least 90 degrees in your knees. And you want to make sure that you're not tipping forward. You want all that movement to try to be in your hip and knee joints. So squats. Next one is high knees. So kind of like how we did our high intensity workout on Tuesday, where we were doing jump high knees. These ones are going to be individual. So rather than jumping together, which when I did my demonstration, I noticed I'm not bringing my legs up as high as I think I am. I'm actually tipping forward to try to meet them halfway. So that's something I need to work on myself. But with these, we're doing one at a time. So the idea is to do them quickly. So you want to go it takes a little bit for me to get into the groove apparently. So high knees, try to bring them up as high as you can to touch your hands. Try to maintain your chest back, arms here, and bring your legs up to your hands, not your hands down to your legs. You're going to do 50 on each side for that one. Alternating lunge with a twist. So we did lunges as part of our workout on Monday, but we were lunging, coming back, lunging, coming back, or you were doing walking lunges. With this one, lunge with a twist. We're going to lunge and then bring our arms up and twist to the side. So you want to make sure that you're twisting away to where you're opened up on the side. You want to twist to the side that you're stepping back with, not that you're stepping forward with. So don't twist this way, twist this way. So it's more of an opening motion. So you would lunge. Ideally, try to keep your arms up for the whole movement. It's a good idea to do one side, do all of the lunges, and then switch sides. Try to keep your arms up, and when you twist when you're at the bottom, and make sure you're back where you're supposed to be, and then step up. Don't try to step back when you're still twisted. That's how you injure yourself. Okay, next one is deadlifts. With this, you'll need something to create resistance with. Since deadlift is largely hamstrings, calves, glutes, you should be able to use something that's relatively heavy. I would recommend a bucket of paint, 5-gallon bucket of something, anything that is going to have a little bit of heft, but also allow you to get pretty low to the ground. So we have a 50-pound kettlebell that we use for our deadlifts, and we would actually be able to do more weight than 50 pounds, but this would be sufficient for our workout purposes. If you do not have a kettlebell, find something that's going to be relatively heavy, but also relatively dense. If you can go outside and get a log or a rock, those would be good items. The problem there is you're gonna have to figure out how to grip it. Sandbags, we also have a sandbag. This is quite a bit lighter than the kettlebell, but I will demonstrate a deadlift with both. Just work with what you have. So with a deadlift, and especially with something like a kettlebell that's smaller, you want to keep it between your legs. and approximately even where your toes or your foot joints are. You're going to keep your chest back, and you're going to hinge at the hips and bend slightly at the knees to get yourself down to what you're grabbing. You don't want to keep your legs straight and bend over just at the waist, because that means you're going to be lifting with your back. You want it to all be with your legs. So hips down as if you're squatting, knees bent. You're going to grab what you're picking up, and you are going to use your legs to get yourself upright again. You don't want any lifting to be done with your back. And then again, you're going to unhinge those joints and lower it down. You want to imagine that you're an elevator, or that you're zipping yourself up. You're just going straight up and down. So the weight should just go straight up and straight back down. So from the side, you're going to start with your knees slightly bent. You're going to hinge with your hips. Knees are going to bend more. You want a nice flat, neutral spine. You don't want your head to be up. You can definitely be down if you'd like. You're going to keep your arms straight. There's not going to be any slack in the arms. And you're going to squeeze those glutes, get upright, and then release back down. This exercise works every muscle in the body. Everything is either stabilizing or it is helping you move that weight. So deadlift is a very beneficial exercise to do. You're going to burn a lot of calories just from moving that weight up and down. So similar situation, if you have something that is more akin to a sandbag, find what you can grip onto. This one's a little wider, so I'm not going to have it between my feet, but I'm going to have it in a place where I can grab it comfortably. You still want to be hinged in the hips, even though I can reach down to this a little more easily. Hinge in the hips, zip up the front like you're an elevator, and then release those joints to bring it back down. Your back should be neutral. You should be arched. No arched backs. That's unsafe. So again, knees and hips are bent. Everything's set. Use those leg muscles to get yourself upright, and then release those joints to bring it back down. So with that, that's a deadlift. I don't have all my repetitions written down because I didn't think that far ahead, but I think I said we should do 20 of those. Next one is lateral raise. So with this, if you have dumbbells, this would be a great exercise. They don't need to be terribly heavy. If you have water bottles that you can use, if you've got anything that's got a little bit of weight, I can't even think of it. Water bottles would be a really great one, or even empty glasses, just something that's going to make you work your grip and have to force against gravity. That's going to be a good one for lateral raise. So a lateral raise is where you stand straight. You are going to raise your arm up. You want it to be slightly above a T. So this would be straight out. You want to go just slightly higher than that. Going up much higher is going to work different muscles, and we're trying to work the deltoids here, our shoulder muscles. So raise it slightly above a T. You can bend your elbow. If you're using a heavier weight, that's going to give you a little more stability. It's going to put less strain on your joints. So if you're using 5 pounds, you can probably keep your arm straight. If you're using 15 pounds, you might need to bend a little bit more just to have a little better leverage. It's going to focus on that same muscle, so that's fine. Ideally, you'd be doing both arms at the same time. If you can pause at the top for just a second, do that, and then slowly lower down. So explosive movement up, and then slowly lower down. That's gonna put those muscles under tension for longer. You're gonna see better benefits that way. Then we're doing push-ups. So again, get into your push-up position. Sorry, waffles. Wrists under your shoulders, down and up. Oh my goodness, my chest is sore. If you need to make that more challenging, you can do push-ups with one leg raised and then alternate. Or you can do a decline push-up where you have your foot or have both of your feet on the couch, coffee table, chair, anything that's gonna get your feet elevated higher than your body. The more your feet are elevated, the more difficult it'll be. If you need something even more challenging than that, you can do a handstand push-up. I can't demonstrate those because I already struggle enough as is with just a regular push-up, but those would be the progressions to push-ups. If you need something that's easier, incline push-up, where your hands are up higher than your feet, or your wall push-up, like here. That's going to be the easiest version. After that is glute bridges. So with this one, I'm trying to decide where I should get myself set up at. Okay. So glute bridges, we're going to be on our back, feet are on the floor, and you want your heels to be pretty close to your butt. That's going to give you the best range of motion. And you're going to imagine that you're driving all your weight into your elbows and heels to get those hips up as high as they can go towards the ceiling. So glute bridge, shoulders stay on the floor, heels are on the floor, elbows are on the floor, hips go up as high as they can. And you want to make sure that you're squeezing those glute muscles. So that's one. And again, you want to kind of pause at the top, then lower back down, barely touch the floor. You don't want to rest. You just want to get to a place where you're up, barely touch. Keep those muscles under tension for as long as you can. Really squeeze at the top. Just drive all that weight into your elbows and heels, and that's really going to make those hips go high. If you need something a little more challenging, you can do single leg glute bridges, and then switch legs. If you need something that's a little easier, then I don't know how to explain. A little easier, just don't go as high. Just go as high as you can, and then make sure that you foam roll afterwards. Try to loosen up those hips. Okay. After glute bridges, it is crunches. So with that, so crunch. Right now, this is a sit-up. Sit-up is where you sit up all the way, and your feet are on the floor. Crunch, you're going to cross your ankles. You're going to have your feet in the air, and you're going to crunch using your abdominals, not your arms. You don't want to be pulling on your neck. Using your abdominals. That's how you know you're doing it right, is if you can't talk. Using your abdominals to crunch yourself forward. Try to touch elbows to knees while keeping your legs where they are. Try not to bring your knees up to your elbows. Bring your elbows up to your knees. After crunches is plank. So with that, again, you want to try to go for a minute, I think. I might have said 45 seconds, but we're working our way up to a minute. If you can do a minute, awesome. Get on your hands and knees, hands and feet. If you need something a little more challenging, go to your forearms and feet. If you need something a little easier, go to your hands and your knees. Gradually play with that. If you need to do one, you can do one. And then you'll want to switch at one point to make yourself even. All right, that's the workout for today. It's a good one.